Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. This is our weekly look at what's happening to the real estate market here in the Villages. I am a realtor here. If you're interested in buying a home at a good price or in selling a home in a reasonable period of time, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Also, if you have any questions about life in the Villages itself, feel free to reach out. I will answer any questions I can. A couple of things to note before we get started. We produce this show every week. Make sure you check the date to make sure you're getting the most recent information. The show is produced every Monday. Also, all of this information is drawn from the MLS, the Multiple Listing Service. It does not include any properties that are listed on the Village's own internal listing service, the VLS. For that reason, I recommend that you hire two brokers, one who can show you properties on the VLS and one who can show you properties on the MLS. Neither broker will be able to show you both. If you don't have two brokers, you will not be shown all of the properties that are available in the Villages real estate market. So, with that out of the way, let's turn our attention now to what's happening this week. As always, we start by taking a look at the government 10-year bond yield. This is the yield that most closely tracks mortgage rates. And you can see that this week we're very close to 3.9%, which is about 10 times higher than it was about a year and a half ago. And looking at this graph, it certainly appears as if there's a lot of room on the upside for rates. My feeling is that rates are heading higher, but it's anybody's guess as to how accurate that is. Keep in mind that for rates to go down, the economy would probably have to slow markedly, so be careful what you wish for. Let's now look at the Villages real estate market itself. We start with total listings, which this week number 327, down from 333 last week. And looking at this graph, you can see that for the last 3 months or so, we have gradually been drifting lower in terms of the number of homes being offered for sale here. This is an in-depth look at the listings broken down by price segment. If you take a look at the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, this week there are 206 properties for sale. Last week 213, the week before 219, the week before 222, and the week before 226. This is a look at the median listing price per square foot for all properties currently listed, up slightly this week to $260 exactly from $259.26 last week. And even though it's a slight increase from last week, the downward trend seems to be quite evident in this chart. Here we look at the median time on the market for all listings, which this week has jumped to 52, almost the highest level that we've seen over the last year, and quite a marked increase from the 49 days that the median property had been on the market last week. And our last look at listings, this is the percentage of listings that have been on the market for more than 100 days. 23.24% of all listings have been on the market more than 100 days, which is the highest that we've seen this year. Now we turn our attention to new listings and pending home sales, try to get some idea week by week how many properties are entering the market and leaving the market. New listings this week are down from 29 to 23, and the number of homes that went pending down from 43 to 39. Here's a closer look at the new listings. This is broken down by price segment. As I said, there are 23 new listings this week, down from 29 last week. Prices for new listings range from $265,000 to $1,425,000. In the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, this week there are 13 new listings. Last week, 15. The week before, 20. The week before that, 23. And the week before that, 41. Interesting to note that the new listings in the most active price segment have been dropping every week for the last 5 weeks. Now we take a closer look at the homes that went pending. Over the last 7 days, the median price was $256.44 a square foot compared to $254.39 the week before. Not much to tell from this graph. We seem to be bouncing between $245 and $265 with no discernible trend. This is a look at how long the homes that went pending were on the market before going pending, almost a double from last week, where the median time on the market for the homes that went pending was 26 days. Over the last 7 days, the median time on the market for the homes that went pending was 45 days. Here's another look at the homes that went pending over the last 7 days. This looks at what the price change was from the original listing price. Keep in mind this graph is a little misleading because the greater the price change, the lower the number. This is a negative axis graph, and therefore a price change of -6 to -4 is an improvement. And our last look at pending home sales, this looks at how quickly those pending home sales were taken off the market, i.e. went pending within 7 days of being listed. 21% of listings went pending within 7 days over the last week, an improvement from the 16% of the week before. 8 out of the 39 homes that went pending over the last 7 days went pending within 7 days of being listed. Next, we take a look at the homes that sold and closed over the last 7 days. They numbered 52 compared to 27 the week before. Almost twice as many homes sold and closed over the last 7 days than in the previous 7 days. Prices range from 165,000 to 900,000. Here's a more in-depth look at the homes that sold and closed over the last 7 days, broken down by price segment. In the most active segment, the $300,000 to $500,000 range, over the last 7 days, 30 homes closed. Previous 7 days saw 18, previous 22, 7 days prior to that, 13, and the 7 days prior to that, 26. Price per square foot on the properties that sold over the last 7 days is $253 compared to $254 the week before. Little change to see in this graph. Taking a look at how long the homes that sold were on the market before going pending, the median time was 30 days compared to 22 days last week. Even though this seems like a great increase, you can see by looking at this graph that there doesn't seem to be a clear trend discernible. Looking at the number of properties that sold and closed over the last 7 days, we're trying to determine how many of them were taken off the market within 7 days of being listed. 19%, 1 out of 5, compared to 33% last week, 1 out of 3. Maybe this is a sign of a coming slowdown. The other data does not seem to confirm it yet, though. Here we take a look at what percentage of all listings have decreased their asking price from their original listing price. 59.94%, almost 6 out of 10 properties have reduced their asking price from their original listing price, and this is the greatest percentage of properties with a decrease that we've seen in the last year. And the percentage of decrease, this is the median decrease for all listings, 4.47%. The median decrease from the original asking price, slightly worse than the 4.26% decrease that we saw last week. Not much to determine from this chart either. So that concludes this week's look at the Villages real estate market. If you're interested in buying a home and trying to get a good deal, or you're trying to sell your home and maximize your return in a reasonable period of time, please reach out to me at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to help you or to answer any questions you have about life in the Villages itself. Hope to hear from you. Take care.